What's up guys, Syiler here with AceGamesTV, and today we're going to be taking a look at the first boss in the Heart of Fear raid in Mr. Pandaria. Now this is a 10-man look at the encounter, and anything shown here can and probably will change. It is beta, but it gives you a general idea of the fight and what to expect. So this is a very fun fight in my own opinion, and it does go on for a long time though, so I'd imagine that's just tuning that needs to be sorted there. But it did take us around 15 minutes to actually kill it. So as you can imagine, that's quite a long fight. And when you aggro him, he will fill the room with this poison. While you stood in the poison, it'll damage you over time and also silence you, and he'll fly to one of the 3 platforms. So you want to run to the platform where he's at and get off the ground as soon as possible to get away from the poison. So we went to the right one first because that's where he was, and he'll do an inhale, which will slowly stack up. When he gets to 3 stacks, he'll exhale on a target. Doing that, he'll scream at the target, basically stunning them for 6 seconds and causing a large amount of damage. Now, as far as we found out, you can all stack in front of that, just in front of the person being screeched on, and mitigate some of the damage, like share the damage. Now, on this platform, he was doing the Force and Verve ability, which is where he'll put down those cocoon type things, and you stand under them, and you'll take 40% reduced damage from his ability that he's channeling while that's going on. So you want to stand under them and maybe pop personal cooldowns or maybe a raid cooldown just to live through that. Once you get through that platform, we'll head to the left platform. And every 20%, he will change platforms, so just keep that in mind. Every 20% you get him down, he'll move to another platform, kind of indicates what percentage he's at. On this left platform, we got the attenuation, I think it's called. Attenuation, something along those lines. Basically, if you've ever done Blackwing Descent in Cataclysm, Atramedes, doing these discs, they'll damage you. They won't give you any kind of sound or anything like that in the Atramedes fight, but it'll just hurt, basically. But they're very easy to avoid. They go in a spiral, either clockwise or counterclockwise, so just watch for that, and you can kind of run in the circle and avoid them all. Now the boss does have a very large hitbox, so keep that in mind when trying to avoid the discs. You can kind of be in range to carry on DPS in him. So on this platform, he'll only have one ability plus his exhale, or his inhale and his exhale. So just keep that in mind. And once we get through this platform, we'll be moving on to another. But this fight, it was very fun and 10-man. We only rolled with 1 tank. I think it was 3 healers and the rest DPS. You could probably get away with 2 healers, as there isn't a huge amount of healing going on if you've got a confident group. At times there's a large amount of damage, but with proper raid cooldowns you can get through that very easily. The extra damage would definitely help reduce this fight, because I could see one of the major issues being healers not having the mana to get through it. So we're on the main, the final platform now, the middle one. What he'll do here is he'll do his inhale and his exhale, but he'll also mind control someone, or 2 people in this case. The way you get them out of the mind control is by attacking them down to a certain percent of HP, and that'll break it. So just keep DPSing them down until it breaks. Now you can CC them, so I do recommend CCing the people just to stop them from attacking people, because they will stun, interrupt, things like that that can be very annoying. Like we had a warrior in the group who feared other people into the poison, which give us unnecessary damage and silence them, so that's not great. Now, as I said as well, we did manage to get 2 bloodlusts off here, or heroisms if you're Alliance. So we popped one right in the beginning, and then we popped one in the final phase, just to make things easier. So once we get him down to 40%, he'll move into the middle. He'll lock the 3 rooms, or the 4 rooms. So make sure you are in the middle, but you'll get Death Grip down anyway, just to make sure you avoid that. Now when he is down here, he will gain a 10% damage increase and a 20% haste increase, and while he's doing his abilities now, he will also melee attack. Before, while he was channeling his special abilities, he wouldn't, so you have to keep that in mind as well. But he'll do all 3 abilities that he did from the other platforms plus the exhale. So he'll do the exhale, he'll do these discs, he'll do the Force and Verve, and he'll also do the mind control. So you'll have a combination of any of them at any time. Now we get quite lucky here and don't get any of the mind controls. We get mainly the discs and the Force and Verve. But either way, just remember you have to still watch out for the mind controls. You still have to avoid the discs. You still have to stack up for the heavy AoE damage and heal through that and pop cooldowns at that point. But the fight isn't really a DPS increase, a DPS raise, sorry. It's more about just kind of surviving his abilities, and more of a mechanic check. If you can get through the mechanics, it becomes a very easy fight once you learn them, but it is a very fun fight. This has been one of the most enjoyable fights I've done so far in Mr. Pandaria, and I'm definitely looking forward to seeing more. So now we're closing up to the final part of the fight, just using the remaining cooldowns and stuff like that. Now, as I said, mana management for your healers is going to be one of the most important parts of this fight, because of how long it is. You're going to make sure you need to make sure your healers are going to be able to keep you up for the whole duration. On our first attempt, that's where we went wrong. We didn't have the mana, and we lost someone early on, which meant the fight lasted longer than it should have. So people started to drop off. So just make sure you're using your own cooldowns when needs be. If you're absorbing the Screech or the AoE phases there, just make sure you're doing what you can to stop the damage. And now we're coming up to the end of the fight, and this boss has an incredibly long ending RP. It's like going back to ICC. You'll see this right now. So he dies, he pops back up, he does a final death speech, and he carries on doing a death speech, and he carries on doing a death speech. But thanks for watching, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this first look at the boss in Heart of Fear, and look out for more Mr. Pandaria videos coming soon. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya.